Welcome back to the Little Marketing Podcast, where we share practical real life advice for Australian small businesses. So today we're going to have a chat about something that is really important in small business, and that's whether your marketing is actually discoverable. So this topic is actually a really important one because you could be doing all of the right things, posting on socials, updating your website, but then your customers and your clients can't actually find you when the time comes. So when I say discoverable, I'm talking mainly things that are digital. So your website, on Google, social media, even YouTube, all the digital places where people go to find businesses. And it sounds obvious, but at the end of the day, you want someone to be able to find you when they're looking for your business. So as an example, let's say that you're a landscaping business. So if a potential customer or client pops onto Google, you want them to be able to type in landscaper Sydney and you want them to be able to find your business straight away. So that's the goal, but the question is, how do you actually get there? And that's where things like SEO come into play. So SEO, search engine optimization, might sound a bit technical, but it's really just setting your website up so that Google knows exactly what you do, who you help, and where you offer it. And so like in our example, if you're a landscaper and someone types in landscaper Sydney, Google will say, yep, this is a relevant business, and they'll push you higher on the Google pages. So the thing with SEO as well is it's not instant, it's going to take time. You don't just tweak your website and then the next day you're higher on Google. So the flip side of that is Google Ads. So with Google Ads, you can pretty much say, I want to show up for people typing in landscapers in Sydney, and then you will show up right away. You've probably seen it yourself when you search for something on Google, the ones that come up on the top, they've got a little ad symbol. They're the ones that are showing up first. But the catch is that you're paying every time that someone clicks on your ad. So really it's a bit of a balance. So SEO takes time and is long term, whereas Google Ads is instant, but you pay for it. And for a lot of small businesses, it's actually not one or the other, it's a combination of both of those. So if we shift gears a little bit and talk about social media, that's actually where being discoverable gets really interesting. So a lot of businesses think that you just post all the time and hope that people see it, but in the background, there are things called algorithms that are working. So if someone's interested in one of your videos or your posts and they like it, they comment, or they engage with it, the platform goes, okay, well, this person's interested in this, and then they're going to show that person more of your content. And then this just keeps happening again and again. So that's how you're going to stay top of mind, but it's really only going to work if you stay consistent with it. If you post once, then you disappear, then you post again, and then you disappear again, the platform's not really going to know what to do with your content, and then your audience is also going to forget about you as well. So this is where consistency comes in, and it's something that is really common with small businesses. So the motivation will be there. They're posting a lot, they're staying visible, they're really consistent with it, but then once the work picks up and the workload is heavier, then the marketing starts to drop off. And we all get it, that happens, but discovery comes from consistency. And then the more frequently you show up, the more chance that you have people to see you the first time, the second time, and then the third time. And we all know that people don't necessarily buy on the first time seeing you. It takes multiple touch points. So if you're not following through with that consistency, you're kind of cutting off those opportunities for multiple touch points for your potential customers or clients. So a bit of a reality check. So if your customers or clients are actively searching for what you offer right now, are you showing up or are your competitors showing up? Because if you're not discoverable, then someone else is going to take the business. And it's not necessarily because they're better than your business, but it's because they're easier to find. So consistency doesn't mean that you need to be posting every day, stressing yourself out about it, but it means sticking to something that is realistic that you can continue doing. So that could be 1 or 2 social posts a week. It could be updating your website regularly, running some ongoing Google Ads, or sending out a monthly email. So it doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be consistent. And it doesn't need to be anything that's going to burn you out after 2 weeks. It needs to be something that's sustainable, that you can keep doing ongoing. So the other thing that I want you to think about is that every piece of marketing that you're doing should have a purpose. So is it helping people to find you? Is it helping people to understand what you do? And is it keeping you top of mind? because if it's not doing any of those things, then it's probably not working for your business. So if we bring all of this together, discoverability really comes down to a few key things. So showing up when people search for what you do, so that could be SEO and Google Ads, being consistent on social media so people see you multiple times, committing to regular marketing activity, and also making it easy for people to find and recognize your business. So reading it like that, it sounds really simple, but it all comes down to consistency. So what I want you to take away from today's episode is to actually have a look at your marketing and think, am I discoverable? And if someone is looking for what I offer today, are they going to find me or are they going to find one of my competitors? So start small, stay consistent, and focus on making sure your customers and clients can easily find you. So thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please share it with a fellow small business owner like yourself. If you want more help, you could head to our website, which is littlemarketing.com.au. You could visit our socials or even send us an email at ask@littlemarketing.com.au.
Please note that all the information provided on this podcast is general in nature and is not intended to be specific advice to your individual situation. Please be sure to engage a professional for a customized approach to your business and personal circumstances.